The Prank-Filled Adventures of Peanut. Once upon a time, in the quiet streets of Pastel Town, there lived a cute little cat named Peanut. With his big green eyes and furry coat, Peanut had won the affection of everyone. But Peanut's most notable quality was his love for playing pranks. It was always a laugh-filled affair whenever he was around. Peanut's funny stories and cheerful demeanor had spread throughout the town. Whenever neighbors saw him giggling, they knew Peanut was up to something. But nobody ever scolded him because Peanut's pranks always brought joy and laughter. One day, Peanut walked into Mrs. Cotton's grocery store, the oldest shop in town. Mrs. Cotton greeted Peanut with a smile and asked, "Hello, Peanut, what prank do you have planned for today?" With a mischievous grin, Peanut replied, "Mrs. Cotton, I thought I'd bring a little fun to your shop today." Mrs. Cotton, curious to see what Peanut had planned, asked for details. But Peanut simply smiled mysteriously and headed toward the back of the shop. A few minutes later, amidst the sound of laughter coming from inside the shop, Peanut returned. He walked into the center of the shop, cheering, with a bunch of colorful balloons and a box of cat treats in his hands. Mrs. Cotton, watching Peanut's preparations with amusement, chuckled. "Peanut, what a delightful surprise!" she exclaimed. Peanut, with his eyes wide open, said, "Mrs. Cotton, I wanted to throw you a celebration. Because you're the most wonderful shopkeeper in town." Mrs. Cotton, laughing heartily, looked at Peanut and said, "Peanut, you truly are a marvel. I never expected such a funny prank." Peanut, grinning slyly, replied, "I'm happy to make jokes and bring joy to people, Mrs. Cotton. You bring color to all of our lives, so I wanted to celebrate you." Mrs. Cotton accepted Peanut's cheerful offer and joined the celebration. Peanut's prank-filled adventures spread throughout the town, leaving smiles on everyone's faces. And at the end of that day, the joy and pranks of the town's cutest cat would live on in the hearts of all its residents forever.